Here's another brand new Bigfoot video, and this one is unusually clear in close-up. It was captured by a trail camera in Oklahoma and posted on October 9th, 2025. The group behind the footage, Lois Petronas, shared a detailed account of their experience. They wrote, "Tonight, we went to retrieve our trail cameras we'd placed deep in the forest, but we never expected to find what we found that night. As we made our way in, we came across scattered bones and remains, what looked like victims of some kind of giant predator. As they continued, they reportedly spotted a massive creature, something resembling a Bigfoot, which they believe was responsible for the remains. They described it as enormous, unmistakably Bigfoot-like, and said it even appeared to be carrying a baby. When they finally reached their trail camera and checked the footage, they claimed it had captured what seemed to be the very same creature, a huge, Bigfoot-like figure moving through the darkness." The trail camera was first triggered by what appears to be a deer or some other animal moving through the foreground, but shortly after, it captured something far more unusual, an upright, bipedal, Sasquatch-like figure. The footage was later slowed down to give a clearer view, revealing a creature with a powerful muscular build, features you can actually make out even in the dark video. Its face looks distinctly ape-like, a common trait often described in Bigfoot sightings. It moves cautiously, slightly hunched, staying behind the trees until the clip abruptly ends. A truly wild trail camera capture. Interestingly, Oklahoma has long been considered a Bigfoot hotspot, with countless sightings reported from the region every year. Some of the most compelling alleged encounters have come from this very state. So could this be another one to add to the growing catalog? Perhaps even the clearest evidence yet. The uploaders certainly believe so, insisting that what we're seeing here is 100% real footage of a genuine Bigfoot, when she notices something strange in the distance.
¿Qué es eso? No sé si es una persona o qué.
It's a large, bipedal creature
Ay, boludo, qué raro.
that starts sprinting at what seems to be an incredible speed.
Va como muy rápido.
And it's unlike anything the woman has ever seen.
What really gets me, though, is when the guy says, and then it starts sprinting at an incredible speed. It's supposedly something this woman has never seen before. Then again, maybe not. Honestly, the best part was probably the background music. But who knows? She filmed it, thought it was moving quickly, and believes it's some kind of creature. I'd definitely be curious to hear more if anyone has additional info. This clip is brand new. It was released on October the 12th, 2025. A man was walking through a small forest in Idaho on a chilly evening, just as the sun was setting and dusk was settling in. That's when he noticed two upright figures in the distance, one small, one large. After observing the supposed creatures for a few seconds, he pulled out his phone and started recording. He managed to capture a short but surprisingly clear and well-filmed clip. The video was titled, "Bigfoot and Baby Seen in Idaho." In the footage, two figures move slowly across a clearing with distinctly human-like gaits. From what can be seen, they look remarkably lifelike, not like people in costumes. The fur seems to move naturally with their bodies. Every now and then, people exploring deep, isolated forests claim to encounter not just one of these massive, hairy beings, but two, sometimes appearing to move together like a parent and child. These reports are often filled with a mix of awe and fear, as witnesses realize they might be seeing a family group of something not yet proven to exist. The adult Bigfoot is typically described as towering, between 7 and 9 feet tall, covered in dark brown or black hair, moving powerfully yet silently through the trees. The smaller one, said to be around 3 to 5 feet tall, tends to stay close to the adult or imitate its movements, walking upright, though a bit clumsier, sometimes crouching or hiding when noticed, is a description that fits almost perfectly with what's seen in this brand new Idaho footage. But what do you think? Is this real evidence of a mother Bigfoot and her young, or just something a little too good to be true? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Here's even more Bigfoot trail camera evidence, this time in the form of newer photographic material. The photo was taken last winter in Idaho, deep within a remote snow-covered forest. While the image itself is fairly clear, the story behind it is much murkier. It remains a mysterious capture, leaving people across the internet scratching their heads. Take a look for yourself. Obviously, we know this image was captured by a trail camera in Idaho, but that's about all the concrete information available. The photographer or exact circumstances remain unknown. Still, as they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and this one speaks volumes. The photo shows a dark, heavily muscled, primate-like creature, a Bigfoot-like being covered in snow. Its thick black hair contrasts sharply with a hairless face, revealing distinct facial features. Its eyes are squinted, the nose protrudes, and its mouth is wide open. It's unclear whether its teeth are visible, or if it's holding something in its mouth. Overall, the image is downright chilling. The snow-caked fur adds a sense of realism, suggesting this creature has been out in the harsh winter conditions for some time. It's a strikingly lifelike capture. Idaho itself has a long and rich Bigfoot history in the western United States. Reports of large, hairy, human-like creatures here stretch back decades, intertwining Native American legends, pioneer stories, and modern eyewitness accounts. Tribes like the Shoshone spoke of mountain giants or hairy men living deep in forests and mountains. Powerful, secretive, sometimes dangerous beings that watched from the tree line or stole food and fish. These ancient stories often align eerily well with contemporary Bigfoot descriptions. By the 1950s and 60s, Idaho began seeing a rise in Bigfoot reports, particularly among logging and hunting communities. Remote regions like the Clearwater and Bitterroot Mountains became hotspots. Hunters reported deep, chest-rattling howls echoing through the woods and discovered massive tracks near rivers and game trails. Today, sightings continue to surge, and this new trail camera photo adds yet another compelling piece to the puzzle.
This is exactly why I keep warning people about Appalachia. You don't have to see them because they see you.
I haven't seen the full clip, just the part where he talks about that thing following him from the gifting rock.
They followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I think I don't know what to do. But they followed me home, and it is absolutely staring at me right now. Have a look. Okay. Get the other side. Oh, damn. Holy shit. All right. Oh, damn.
But now it looks like this thing is actually on the roof. Yeah, that would definitely freak me out. And that guy at the start, the one giving the warning about Appalachia, he wasn't kidding. That's a real thing. Let me know if any of you have ever been out there. It's a seriously eerie place.
I mentioned this one stump that last summer was a beautiful live tree, hemlock, and it stood so nice and tall. It's been in a bunch of my videos, and one day I came and not only had the tree been like broken off and snapped off, the whole tree had disappeared. It never showed itself again, and I've just been chuckling over that ever since. And I'm back today, and I'm looking in this granddaddy structure, and I think, you know, I mentioned last time, like, where did it go? Well, take a look what's in here. There is about a 1, 2, 3, 3.5 foot length piece of hemlock that wasn't in here before, and it actually looks about the same diameter as that tree. It looks like it's part of the trunk of the hemlock that disappeared. Now this wasn't here. This is a recent bring-in. So once again, it's fascinating that something I was wondering about, talking about, curious about, kind of chuckling over, just of the joy of the, almost the humor or the amazingness of it. And here is a chunk of what looks to be part of that trunk that disappeared last summer. And that's also when this big rock behind me moved. I did also make mention last time that there was another piece leaning against the stone, which has also been slowly moving around this area. It was leaned up against it or was on the ground, and I said, that looks like it may have been from this tree. That piece is also gone. But it was a different piece. It was shorter. This is longer. So is the tree coming back in pieces after a year? Who knows? It's fascinating. It is just awesome. All right, so I'm gonna keep looking around. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday morning. It's a glorious day here today. Really happy to be alive. All right, take care. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Bye. This is also amazing. I'm just a little farther down. Now, I'm just at these beautiful structures. A couple things have changed. This root ball that was originally used in a structure against that tree, I think in the spring, and it had a cool stone shoved in the roots. Last time I was here, just the other day, was lying on the ground over here, and I don't know if I made a video or I think I may have taken a picture or two.
A very interesting observation. The author demonstrated the sequence of changes in the area of 7 structures: the disappearance of a living hemlock, its subsequent appearance in the form of 2 separate fragments, in the movement of roots, stones, and birch bark. If we consider this from an analytical point of view, we can assume 2 directions of interpretation. The first is natural. Cycles of winds, precipitation, and gravity can change the location of elements in the forest over time, creating the illusion of intelligent beings working. The second is phenomenological. The synchronicity between the author's thoughts, where did the tree disappear to, and the actual changes on the site may indicate some abnormal pattern of perception, perhaps the interaction of the observer and the environment. It is especially noteworthy that the birch bark structure and the gift composition of wood and boxes appear soon after the author's thoughts. Even without unequivocal conclusions, the video perfectly demonstrates how attention and faith can form a unique experience of observing the unknown. Let's check out an alleged Bigfoot photo captured on October 7th, 2025. The image was recently featured by a Rocky Mountain sasquatch. As with many of these sightings, the backstory remains largely under wraps, but it's believed to have been taken by a trail camera. Looks like today's video is full of trail camera evidence. But there's one specific detail that's convinced some investigators this photo might actually be genuine. Rocky Mountain Sasquatch points it out, stating, quote, "Why do Sasquatch lift their heels higher than humans when walking? Perhaps it's an adaptation, allowing them to clear obstacles by pushing brush inward and reducing the chance of tripping. It might also help with efficient movement through deep snow." End quote. Aside from that, the creature's other features are hard to ignore. I mean, just look at the size of its upper body. It's massive, an absolute beast. I've always thought it would be amazing to encounter Bigfoot out in the woods, but if I came face to face with this thing, I'd be sprinting in the opposite direction. Definitely one I wouldn't want to meet. An intriguing photo, to say the least. Speaking of Bigfoot trail camera footage, here's another one to add to the mix. People are always saying they want up-close evidence of Bigfoot, and, well, it looks like they got exactly that with this clip. Maybe a little too up close. Whatever this was, it came right up to the camera, so close that it actually blocks most of the view, making it hard to get a clear look. Still, many researchers are convinced that what was captured here really is a Bigfoot, caught on that trail camera that day. In In the footage, we can see long, wiry brown hair and the lower part of two large, sturdy legs. Whatever it is, it definitely appears to be bipedal. Judging by the movement, it looks like something walks past and almost kicks the low-hanging trail camera. The device was clearly set very low, possibly even right on the ground. Of course, there isn't enough solid evidence to say this is 100% a Bigfoot, so the clip remains open for debate. Could it simply be an illusion? Maybe a known animal like a bear? That's certainly possible. It could very well be a brown bear. But many cryptid enthusiasts aren't buying that explanation. They argue the creature's hair looks far too long and it's shaped too distinctly Bigfoot-like to match any typical bear. Honestly, I'm pretty torn on this one, and so are plenty of others. It's been circulating across social media recently, so I wanted to share it with you all and hear your thoughts. Bear, Bigfoot, or something else entirely? Let's keep the discussion going in the comments below. The following recording from the trail camera was made in a wooded area of Michigan, near the city of Dearborn. A local hunter, as usual, was recording animals in a permitted area, while watching the recordings hoping to see various animals. He saw this. In the presented frames, we see a night shot from the forest. The object appears in 3 consecutive photographs, which in itself deserves attention. This eliminates the possibility of a simple glare or camera artifact. We see something massive, dark, moving from left to right between the trees. In the first pictures, the figure appears to be slightly tilted forward, as if it is in motion. The outlines are blurred, but you can see the broad shoulders and narrowing to the waist, which is more like the silhouette of a humanoid creature than an animal. At the same time, the object looks much larger than an ordinary person in dark clothes. In relation to the trees, the height exceeds the average height. In the following frames, the figure has shifted closer to the center and looks more massive. Here we see a clearer silhouette of the back and head, which seems disproportionately large. It is important to note that these images retain the same density and texture of the dark covering of the figure, which suggests the presence of thick wool. This footage comes from the Kilcoy area, where an abandoned collapsed tent was discovered deep in the Queensland bush. Glenn shared the recording, which, in my opinion, may show as many as 3 Yahi. He has documented Yahi tracks on multiple occasions along the stretch from Caboosher to Kilcoy on the Sunshine Coast, and notes that many of the tracks in this region appear to have 6 toes.
Oh, well. Yeah, did you see the big tree break over there? It was a good snap.
During a hike, Glenn and his companion stumbled upon the damaged, deserted tent near a creek and small waterhole. It was around this spot that most of the Yahi activity seemed to occur. Interestingly, a heavy log had been placed across the tent, perhaps as a warning or message, "Do not camp here." The video itself is challenging to interpret, but if you look closely at the rock to the left of the old tent, the first section shows a large dark figure near the rock as the camera moves closer, before it slips away into the bush. In the second part, a smaller shape can be seen moving behind the rock. Later, Glenn returned to the scene and took a size comparison photo. He positioned himself next to the same tree where the largest Yahi had reportedly stood before withdrawing into the undergrowth. The comparison suggests the creature was nearly twice Glenn's height. On reviewing the footage further, another detail emerges. To Glenn's left, hidden among the trees, appears a crouching dark Yahi with a grayish face, watching him intently. Its bent arm extending outward can also be made out along the right side of its figure. This trail cam photo, taken in New York, appears to show a Bigfoot-like creature, and it closely resembles another mysterious figure recently caught on camera in the same state. The original shot was snapped on June 30th, 2015, but it went largely unnoticed until the newer image brought it back into the spotlight. The photo was taken deep in a remote forest, where the camera had been set up to monitor local wildlife. What it captured, though, was far stranger than anyone expected. In the frame, we see a small, dark, humanoid figure hunched over. Its head is invisible, but one detail immediately stood out: its massive feet, far larger than expected for its size. Some believe this could be a juvenile Bigfoot, since reports claim the creatures can range in size from towering giants to smaller, younger forms. What makes the case more compelling is that another eerily similar trail cam image surfaced not far from where this one was taken. Though New York isn't usually the first place people associate with Bigfoot sightings, the state has a surprisingly rich history of reports. Its dense forests and rugged wilderness have inspired stories for centuries. Early European settlers in upstate New York spoke of strange tracks, chilling nighttime screams, and fleeting glimpses of towering man-like figures. While many dismiss these tales as folklore, the details echo modern Bigfoot accounts. So, what do these photos really show? Could they be authentic evidence of Bigfoot? Or perhaps something else entirely? Like Dogman? Whatever the explanation, the images remain unsettling and suggest that something otherworldly might be moving through New York's forests.